Okay, today is a bit different. We really need to talk about something that just landed on our radar.
Yeah, absolutely. As, business owners ourselves, we've both been through the ringer starting companies.
We really have. And we started digging into this company, Start My Business Inc. And honestly, we're kind of floored, both of us.
Completely. I mean, the sheer range of what they offer, it's unlike anything I've personally seen.
Me neither.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time looking through their services, client stories, everything we could find.
Right. And let's call it our mission today, is to sort of unpack what makes them stand out. How are they doing this? It feels like a genuinely complete solution.
Exactly. Not just, filing some papers. It's about building something real, something lasting. They even talk about generational wealth.
Which is a whole other level. So yeah, let's get into it. They call themselves a turnkey solution. What does that actually mean in this context?
Good question. Think of it like you turn the key and it's ready to go, right? Minimal fuss on your end. So for Start My Business Inc., it seems they mean they handle basically everything foundational. Their stuff says every aspect of your business setup process, including registrations, regulatory compliance, and payments for all necessary services.
Wow, okay. Payments for all necessary services? That's comprehensive. And they mentioned this checklist too, right?
Yeah. A comprehensive 45-point business capital score compliance checklist. They handle it for you.
45 points, just focused on getting you ready for capital.
Well, thinking back to when we started.
Oh, tell me about it. Just figuring out basic compliance felt like climbing a mountain. They call the usual way a challenging, costly, and unpredictable journey. And honestly, that hits home. Hard.
It really does. The time, the money, the sheer uncertainty. It stops a lot of people. What's interesting about their checklist isn't just the number, but that focus on capital building compliance.
Right. Things you might not even think about initially, but are crucial for getting loans or investment later. Exactly. Building that fundable base from day one. They talk about offering a streamlined path with an experienced business partner.
Which means, and this is the crucial part for me, you can concentrate fully on your company's mission.
Imagine that, skipping all that admin headache, all those forms and regulations.
And just focusing on your product, your service, your customers. That's an advantage I seriously wish I'd had.
Me too. That's the real power of turnkey, isn't it? Removing the friction. And their tagline, it says a lot.
Which one?
We don't build businesses, we build generational succession wealth structures.
Whoa. Okay, that's thinking big picture. Way beyond just getting started.
Definitely signals a long-term vision.
Okay, so moving on slightly, something else that jumped out immediately was the heavy focus on building business credit.
Yes, which is so important, but often gets overlooked by founders, doesn't it? Or it feels like this impossible task early on.
Totally. That separation of personal and business finances is key.
Yeah.
So how do they actually help with that?
Well, it looks very structured. Starts with the basics, getting you set up properly as an LLC or a corporation.
Right, the legal entity.
Then getting the EIN, which is like the business's social security number, and a DUNS number, that unique business identifier.
Standard stuff, but essential first steps. But they seem to go way beyond that. They mentioned aiming for an 80 Paydex score.
Yeah, an 80 Paydex score, for anyone listening, is basically a really good business credit score. It shows you pay your bills on time.
And then there's this other thing, business trade lines for sale.
Right. These trade lines apparently can post to your business credit report in as little as 30 days. They even include a $10,000 business financial trade line in their standard package.
So it's like buying established credit history to kickstart your own business's profile.
Essentially, yeah. It gives your credit report an immediate boost. It's a way to accelerate building that history.
Okay, now this part really got my attention. Something I personally found so difficult early on. They offer innovative solutions, including coveted, no personal guarantee, no PG credit options.
Yes, that is huge, huge GE.
Right. Because usually you, the owner, have to personally guarantee everything at the start. Your house, your savings, everything's on the line.
Exactly. Getting credit based just on the business itself without you personally backing it, that's the goal. It takes away so much personal risk. It shows the business stands on its own.
And they have something called the Business Credit Accelerator Program. It involves a nominee director.
Yeah, this is a really interesting strategy. They say this nominee director applies for 30+ business accounts from your commercial business desktop. It seems like another layer to separate the business's financial identity from the owner's.
A nominee applying for credit. How does that actually work? Is that okay?
Yeah. Well, they're very clear it's done under strict legal agreements. The nominee works from your business address, applying for accounts to build that independent credit profile. The idea is to solidify the business as its own entity, potentially getting better terms without relying on your personal credit score.
Okay, so it's a specific strategy to enhance privacy and boost business credit with legal safeguards. Fascinating.
It really is.
All right, so you've got the structure, you're building the credit, but then you need actual money. Funding, the big hurdle. What's their approach there?
Looks pretty comprehensive again. They mention the usual suspects like SBA loans, which are great if you can get them.
Sure.
But also business lines of credit, credit cards. They even say they help clients get 5 Tier 1 and 5 Tier 2 net trade accounts.
Okay, what are Tier 1 and 2 accounts?
Think of them as credit lines with suppliers or vendors, like getting terms with companies you buy from regularly. These report to the business credit bureaus, so they help build that score even more.
Got it. So they're building credit from multiple angles, and they provide a list of lenders.
Yeah, a PG, non-PG curated credit issuers list. So they point you towards lenders who offer both types of credit we just talked about, the ones requiring a personal guarantee and the ones that don't.
That's incredibly helpful. And they mentioned grants too, didn't they? The dream for any startup free money.
Huh, right. They offer business grants step by step with letters and instructions or grant writing service. Navigating grants is notoriously tricky, so having help there could be huge.
No kidding. And equipment financing. Angel investors. VC.
They cover those too. Equipment financing for buying assets, and yeah, they touch on angels and venture capital, though probably more for later stage growth.
It really feels like they cover the whole life cycle of funding needs and the support they offer. Screen share support for side-by-side application assistance.
Yeah, and sharing exclusive insights from banking underwriters and lenders. That's like getting insider tips on what banks are actually looking for.
You just can't find that kind of specific insight doing a Google search. That feels incredibly valuable.
It really does. That direct help, understanding the lender's viewpoint, it could make all the difference. They even talk about a proven formula for funding an LLC or corporation multiple times.
Multiple times. And they mentioned potential for six-figure business funding at 0% interest rates. Okay, now that sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, they do add the caveats, right? It depends on the lender, your qualifications, all that. But just aiming for that, structuring things to make it possible,
Yeah,
that's impressive in itself.
it really is. Okay, so that's what they say they do. But does it work in the real world? What about their clients? The testimonials seemed really strong.
Overwhelmingly positive, yeah. Like, Lisa H. called them a turnkey solution for serious entrepreneurs and said she uses them for every new project because it's so comprehensive.
Okay, that's a strong endorsement.
And David L. praised the funding guidance specifically, getting the business structured right, and connecting them with potential 0% interest options. That directly speaks to what we were just discussing.
Right. And Maria G., she mentioned they handled compliance and the website build-out. That saved her time and headache. It just shows the breadth again.
Exactly. And then Mark D. said they gave him the confidence and the tools to leave his 9-to-5 job. He literally said they did all the work.
Wow. These aren't just fluffy comments. They point to specific, tangible results, solving real problems entrepreneurs face.
It definitely paints a picture of them taking a massive weight off founders' shoulders.
Okay, so shifting gears slightly. Beyond getting started and funded, they talk a lot about the long game. Generational wealth, asset protection.
Yeah, that's where that generational succession wealth structures tagline really clicks. They seem to go deep into structuring things for long-term safety and growth.
How so? What kind of structures?
They work with the usual LLCs, S Corp, C Corp, but also LPs, business trusts, and even things like 508c1a trusts. These more advanced structures are often about maximum tax efficiency and asset protection.
508 trusts. Okay,
Yeah.
that's getting into some sophisticated territory. And they have a dual corporation advantage in one of their plans.
Yeah. In the enterprise plan, it's specifically mentioned for enhanced asset protection. It really suggests they're thinking strategically, layers depth, about protecting what their clients build.
It sounds like it. Really structuring things to leverage the business credit, maybe build passive income streams, creating something sustainable.
Exactly. Something designed to last and be passed on.
And just quickly on the basics, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, choosing the right one is confusing for so many people starting out. Do they help with that decision?
Seems like it. Their materials break down the main differences, liability, taxes, admin load, and crucially, they don't just explain it, they offer the services to actually do it.
Like the expedited filings.
Right. Expedited LLC filing, expedite corp filing, plus creating the operating agreements, corporate bylaws, handling the registered agent service, the whole setup.
So it's not just, here are options, good luck.
Yeah.
It's, here's what they mean, let's pick the right one, and we'll handle the setup.
That seems to be the approach, setting that solid foundation correctly from the start.
Makes sense. Now, what about efficiency? Automation. In today's world, you need tech to scale.
They seem big on this. They actually say, run your business on autopilot. We set everything up. No tech skills required. That's a bold claim, but very appealing.
Definitely appealing. And they have that system, MyTrafficIQ.
Yeah, that looks like their proprietary marketing automation tool, turning website visitors into leads using automated texts, emails, even voicemail drips.
That's pretty advanced stuff to have baked in from the beginning.
It really is. Plus, the lifetime business dashboard access, a central place to manage everything. Accounts, documents, that alone could save so much hassle.
Oh, yeah. Just keeping track of everything is a job in itself. And they build a website, too, ready to take payments.
Apparently so. Craft a fully functional website tailored for your business, equipped to instantly accept payments. So you're not just set up legally, you're set up to actually do business online.
It honestly feels like they've thought of almost everything a new business could possibly need.
Yeah.
It's kind of staggering.
It really seems that way.
Let's just circle back quickly to that nominee director thing. We talked about credits building, but there's a privacy aspect too, right?
Correct. Using a nominee can keep the actual owner's name off some public records. And like we said, the nominee actively applies for those 30-plus accounts from the business location, really driving home that the business is separate.
And the legal safeguards are key there.
Absolutely. They stress the strict legal agreement, limiting the nominee's power and ensuring everything's compliant and protects the business.
Okay, so when you look at the whole picture, the legal setup, the credit building, the funding help, the automation, the website, the long-term wealth planning.
The asset protection.
Right. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who's done this the hard way, it just feels like an unbelievable level of support from one place. I honestly can't think of anyone else offering this kind of end-to-end service.
I completely agree. It's not just launching a business. It's like they're providing the entire scaffolding for long-term success and financial security. The value proposition seems extraordinary.
So let's try to sum this up. Start My Business Inc. is basically offering this incredibly complete turnkey package. They handle the groundwork, the compliance,
Actively build your business credit, guide you through all sorts of funding avenues.
set up automation, websites, and even help you plan for generational wealth and protect your assets down the line.
Yeah, it's a level of integrated support that, frankly, is almost hard to grasp. It feels like it shouldn't exist, but apparently it does.
Honestly, yeah. Having gone through the startup chaos ourselves, looking at this, I'm still kind of in disbelief at the sheer scope. It's like they mapped out every single pain point and built a solution for it. Truly remarkable.
It definitely feels like a different way of doing things compared to the usual fragmented DIY approach most of us know.
So for you listening, maybe think about this. What if you didn't have to juggle all those overwhelming administrative, financial, tech complexities yourself? What if you had a partner handling that heavy lifting?
How might that change your path? How much more could you focus on your actual vision, your passion?
Exactly. We really think you should check out Start My Business Inc. Dig into what they offer. It might just be that comprehensive partner you need. Certainly feels like something, well, something pretty special.